I just received this giant box from herpcult, and when I opened it up, it turned out there were 4 new enclosures in them, which means only one thing. We are gonna have 4 new homes for our new tarantulas. Stick around, we're gonna be building some amazing homes for some amazing tarantulas. Subscribe if you're new, I'd love to have you around. Let's get into it. If you guys watch this video right here, you will know that we recently did get a bunch of tarantulas, and with that means a bunch of tarantulas need a bunch of new homes. That's exactly why we teamed up with herpcult today to start building out enclosures. I think we're gonna go with the biggest first and start with the smallest. We want to do the grandest enclosure first, and then go smaller and smaller until only our teeniest little baby is getting built a home. Fantastic. Kicking things off, we're going to be starting with herpcult's large flat top enclosure. This enclosure is actually going to be a 12-foot by 8x8. So as you can see, this is a rather big enclosure, which I'm very excited about. We've had these guys in these temporary enclosures for far too long. It is about time they get an upgrade, and I'm really excited just to make these like really cool tarantula enclosures. You guys know we did get some practice with our Goliath bird-eating tarantula, and so that gave me practice of like kind of like what to make, how to make a tarantula enclosure, and really how to get it look good. So far, I just want to, quick little review. These things look great. I mean, these things are awesome. Not a scratch on them. Slick, very nice. Really excited to set this up. This acrylic cage, I decided to use it for my Ephibophus marinus, otherwise known as the skeleton-leg tarantula. Depending on the sex of this animal, this might be its final enclosure, or if it turns out to be female and does get a little larger, we might need a slightly bigger one. Only time will tell, but for right now, this is going to be an absolutely fantastic enclosure for them. Builds, I'm pretty much going to set them up the same way that I set up the Goliath bird eater, which is this video right here. If you guys want a more in-depth build on how I did it, this one's really going to be just decorating and making cool enclosures and putting tarantulas in it. So I'll do a quick time lapse of me setting it up, and then we'll get into the good stuff, which is actually handling the tarantulas and putting them inside. The first enclosure setup, it is good to go. We got a nice bioreactor with the springtails, put some leaf litter in there. I just got to go with fake plants. My propagating pothos still isn't ready yet, but when it is, we will be swapping these out with some pothos. And I think this thing is looking pretty good. Next step, of course, is going to be the fun part, and that is putting the skeleton leg into this enclosure. Now, from the short experience I've had with this guy, the skeleton leg is a little bit spicy, and so it'll be interesting seeing how this works, but there's only one way to find out, and that's doing it right now. Alrighty, boys and girls, here we go. Tarantula number 1's new enclosure. Like I mentioned earlier, this is going to be the Ephibophus marinus, otherwise known as the skeleton leg, because I'm probably butchering that Latin. Like I said, this guy can be a little bit spicy, so we'll see how this works. So pretty much what I'm going to try to do, and I do got the camera going on right here as well, so we are going to get double viewed for what's going on. Pretty much want to kind of just like nudge them down to go in. Boy, this thing is not moving, Jesus Christ. Well, whatever works, I guess. Boys and girls, I'll be honest with you, that's a first for me. I did not know tarantulas could jump, but that one did a little hop, and I guess he got in. Doing absolutely fantastic, but we still have so many more enclosures to build. Next up is going to be this medium tall. This one is a 12-inch long, 8-inch wide by 6 feet height. There, boy, out. Apologies, boys and girls, I pulled out the wrong one. This is actually the large flat. Out. Boys and girls, it does look like we got a slight problem. There does seem to be a bit of a crack going on right there. It's not terribly bad. Honestly, bros, I think I'm just gonna tape it. I mean, it's just a little crack. It ain't a big thing. It might not look the best, but it gets the job done. That's the motto over here at Dakotah Blue Exotics. All right, it's pretty much gonna be the same thing as last time, so I'm just gonna do a quick run by this, and then we'll get the tarantula in its new home. Next enclosure I decided to build for the Regalis. Really, it should be a little bit taller than it is wider. However, I'm just kind of working with what I got. The pokies were not really a plan. They kind of just like, it's just one of those things that happen. Obviously the Regalis still has some time before it grows up, so definitely will be getting an upgrade enclosure that'll be taller. However, for this one I decided to try to make it as arboreal as I possibly could, utilizing some branches and cork bark, and I believe it'll do the job just until it gets a little bit bigger and again gets an upgraded enclosure. Being honest with everyone, the Regalis is probably the one I am most concerned about when it comes to moving into a new enclosure. It seems to be a lot of moving around, and moving around ekes me out. But we gotta send it. We're gonna see what happens. Hopefully we can just get the job done, no issues. Alrighty, here we go. Tarantula number 2, the Regalis in its new enclosure. I gotta tell you, like I said, this is the one I am more concerned about. I think because it just moves a lot and it just kind of creeps me out. I won't lie. I'm not 100% over my fear. Like, I think I'm pretty good with it, but how to do this. Alright, the next couple ones, old Dakotah's not gonna be as scared as he usually is with the bigger ones. I'm just kidding, dude. It's all satire. I know Dakotah's scared. Break or something, Jesus Christ. Ones we saw earlier were actually the large flat tops, so those were going to be the 12x8x8 and then the 12x8x6. These ones are actually going to be the medium flat tops, so these are going to be 8x6x6. These are going to be for our sub-adult tarantulas, one of them being the curly hair and the other one being my green bottle blue. I was gonna say gold GB, but that wouldn't make sense. Same shtick as before. I'll do it, we'll show it off, and then moving more tarantulas. Boys and girls, next up on the list is the curly hair. Nice little, you know, it's an enclosure. I dig it. It's got some cool stuff going on. I think it's gonna do great. Now, see, now you guys see that old Dakotah isn't afraid of all tarantulas. I'm just afraid of the ones that move faster than an inch a minute, pretty much. This little cup for you. Poland Springs, only the best for my tarantulas. God, why did you make that so difficult? Jesus Christ. Beautiful little curly hair going inside its new enclosure. Perfect. Look at that. 10 out of 10. Wasn't even scared. Wasn't even scared this whole time. Alrighty, same as before, we got the same size as a medium flat top. This one's actually going for my GBB, who's getting her first upgrade. Very exciting, much needed. I actually was going to upgrade to the one the Regalis was in, however, then I got offered with this herpcult sponsorship, and with that, I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'll get her a nice little herpcult. It'll be nice and big, she'll be able to grow into it for a little bit longer. I'm rambling at this point. Let's set this bad boy up. I think I got this next enclosure finished for the green bottle blue. The thing is looking pretty good. The idea behind this one was, I know the green bottle blue, it seems to be a lot more in the air, so more of an arboreal spider than ones that burrows, so we kept the substrate a little bit lighter so I could add more arboreal places for it. It also is a great web maker, so I wanted to tactically, I think that's the word I'm trying to say. I want to tactically put some sticks where I know you can make some really nice webbing and just make a really cool looking spider enclosure. So hopefully it works out the way that I have it in my head, but just like all the other times, let's pull her out and get her in this new cage. Alrighty, boys and girls, let's get this little girl, and or boy, I keep calling her girl, but I actually don't know what the sex is, into her new home. This one I'm not too concerned about. Oh my god, it's fast. Oh, it's really fast. Oh my god. Come on, little lady. You got a better home. Yeah, there you go. There you go. No, you're doing so good. Almost. Just grab the stick. Yeah? Beautiful. Look at that. That went a lot better than I thought it was gonna go. Well, it does look a little bit big for her. I don't know, guys. I'm just not good at listing dimensions. She has plenty of time to grow into it. Obviously, this will go to a decent-sized tarantula, and now she has plenty of room to grow. Awesome. Okay, boys, new day, well-rested Dakotah. After doing 4 spider cages and removing 4 spiders, I got tired and I went to bed, and now it is the next day. So pretty much those are going to be all of our bigger enclosures, like really nice-looking acrylic enclosures. When I started this sponsorship deal, I only had 4 tarantulas that needed caging. And by the time the cages got here, I ended up with a lot more tarantulas, as you guys can tell. It might be becoming a problem. I do have some of these old acrylic cages that I've used as grown out enclosures, so we're actually gonna make these up a little bit. They'll still look pretty nice. So this will be for our little baby slings, for our Dakotah and our Brazilian black. Is that all that's left? Yeah, Dakotah and Brazilian black. So let's set some up for these guys, get them done, and we can take a look at the finished product. For this enclosure, I went with a much simpler design just because, once again, it is a grout enclosure for a juvenile Brazilian black tarantula. I have noticed that he really does like to burrow, so I decided to scratch the bioactive idea, adding a drainage layer. Instead, I wanted to put as much substrate depth as I can to make sure he'll be able to burrow as much as he really wants. With it also being a temporary enclosure, I really don't like building temporary bioactive builds just because bioactive means the longevity of the enclosure and it doesn't really work when you're only using it for X amount of time. So just like all the other ones, you guys already know what the game plan is. Let's get this little dude inside this bigger enclosure, and so we don't have to look at him through this little plastic box thing. So first, we want to get the little water bottle out. Oh, I'm actually gonna get, you know what? Boom, we'll just use this bottle cap. Good to go. Make sure we get this in a good spot. We'll put that like right there. Put some water in it as well. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. Come on. There you go. Awesome, already hiding behind a leaf. Fantastic. Enclosures are going to be for our Dakotahs because they are slings, and actually this is my last small little acrylic block. This is my last acrylic blocks in general. I think we are going to utilize some of these plastic ones that I have lying around just because they are temporary enclosures. We can still make them look nice, so I'm going to go do all these real quick, and then we're going to show off putting Dakotah in these enclosures. These small, really movie little guys. I'm sure it'll go fine. And there you got it, boys and girls, 3 Dakotah enclosures. I mean, at the end of the day, let's be honest, they're not the best looking. I've really come to find out that while I've accumulated a lot of decorations that fit perfectly for geckos, I have very little supply of tiny decorations for tiny animals. So getting something as small as the Dakotah ones they were a little bit difficult, but I think we did an alright job. Again, temporary enclosures, I'm not gonna go all out like I've been doing with the other 4s. So let's do a 3 for 3 and get each Dakotah in its own enclosure. We are gonna be putting one inside the acrylic enclosure. I wanna get the best one, because it's the best boy should get the best enclosure. Alright, little dude, let's get you going on. Nope. This is the opposite of what we want. We want you to go down, buddy. Yeah. Almost. Yes, perfect. Jesus Christ. Oh, this was much easier. Thank you for making that a very easy transition. Alright, then while we have some dogs barking in the background, let's do the last Dakotah. Okay. Alright. There you go. Boom! 3 for 3 Dakotahs in their new enclosures. Fantastic. My god, boys and girls, 8 enclosures in one episode. Absolutely fantastic. Let's not stop right there. Let's see how the new tarantula area looks with all of these new herpcult enclosures. Here you got it, boys and girls, the tarantula area over at Dakotah Blue Exotics. Now, I did actually turn the lights on for this one because I didn't want it to be ambient for my face. I wanted it to be ambient for the enclosures. Look how amazing this area looks. Now that we have all of these tarantulas in nice, beautiful enclosures, I'm really excited about this place. I think it looks absolutely amazing. Of course, I do have a few thanks to give to make this possible. The first one I want to give a huge shout out to is, of course, herpcult. Now, herpcult are all these amazing enclosures that you're seeing right now. These ones that we did for our adult tarantulas, or our sub-adult tarantulas. I absolutely love the herpcult. I find it because you guys see I have a few other acrylic enclosures. They have a lot more magnets, making me feel a little bit safer that these tarantulas not going anywhere. A lot more holes to help with that cross ventilation. And overall, I just think they look better. I think it's a really well-made enclosure and absolutely fantastic for tarantulas. herpcult has a bunch of different sizes, and actually they just unveiled one that could be big enough for anything like a crested gecko. Absolutely fantastic. If you guys are interested in getting one of these enclosures for either your micro geckos, your crested geckos, or like me, tarantulas, make sure to check the link right there in the description, and if you use code DBCB, you'll actually get 15% off your order. Absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys save some money. Dirt Daddy is actually not a sponsor. Kenny actually gave me a housewarming gift of that giant bag of dirt that we saw just because I moved areas. Really awesome, guys. So again, I'm gonna shout him out. His link will be down there in the description. This substrate is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best mixes I've ever seen on the market. And of course, we've mentioned him a few times, but I'm gonna do it one more time. Thank you, Kelly from KF Invertebrates, for these amazing tarantulas. You guys seem to really enjoy them. I'm new to the tarantula hobby. I don't really know like fully in the tarantula world like the cool stuff that I got, but apparently I got a lot of cool stuff. You guys absolutely are loving the pokies, which are awesome. Again, the Dakotah, the Regalis. I can see a lot of comments down there being like, oh my god, pokies are awesome. They're the best old world tarantula. So thank you, Kelly, for being the guy that got me really cool spiders. Of course, his link will down there. All links of the people that were shouting out will be down in the description. Make sure you guys check it out. Don't worry, my reptile lovers. This will be the last tarantula video of this week. Tomorrow's video, we are going to be building out a brand new tegu home for my tegu pair. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Make sure if you're interested in tegus or tarantulas to hit that subscribe button so you get notified. And like the video if you actually love these suits, or if you hate them and you're terrified and hate that Dakotah got spiders and then making spider content. As always, thank you so much for taking the time of your day to follow us over here at Dakotah Blue Exotics. I will see you guys next time, but until then, goodbye.